This conversation was recorded February 23rd of 2022. We were attempting to record a podcast discussing the Olympics and what we would consider to be Mom Olympics. However, because 3 of the 4 of us had technical difficulties and it took nearly an hour to resolve the issues, we decided not to do an official podcast after all. I hit record anyway in the event that we came up with anything publishable, thinking that a short conversation was better than nothing, and we pick up in the middle of discussing the weather. Enjoy!
Yeah, we did not get our 8 to 14 inches of snow, thank goodness.
That's because it all dumped
kept
here.
it here.
Thanks, guys.
It's about time you do that. I ask you every time to keep it there.
Plus, we're in a deep freeze.
Yes, we are that. I don't know what the temp is right now. It doesn't pay to look. It's just damn cold.
4.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm at the cabin, and I think we're below 0 because we're getting our new floor laid, and we had to move everything
-6.
out of the living room. Is it?
It's -6 in Billings right now?
Mhm.
Wow. You guys aren't used to that or what?
No,
just
it's
sucks.
the first time in many, many years.
Okay, 2 degrees here.
Well, even all of us being born in Minnesota, we just never quite got that cold stuff and liked it.
Well, yeah.
No.
I mean, even if it does get cold, it doesn't linger. It's been cold a lot.
We went out last night with some older people like us, and they do snow biking somewhere, like in Wisconsin.
Is it bicycling? Kind of biking,
Bicycling.
or
Yeah, they have
That's
tires like this wide.
crazy
and
talk.
I said, well, that's a stupid sport. I think I offended them.
I'd be afraid of falling all the time.
You couldn't
And then when
pay
you're
me to get on
frozen, it would hurt.
You couldn't pay me to get on a bicycle these days.
These people are all my age, and all but one of them, and she used to, they all ski.
That's awesome.
Okay.
It's, you use it or lose it. And if they've always done it, then, it's no
Yeah.
big deal. They know what to do.
I've always walked, but I walk very carefully on the ice because I know if I fall, I'm going to break.
You're funny. I've always walked.
You guys have all ice skated, right?
Yes.
Right.
Has anybody tried it in recent years?
Nope.
The last time I tried it was probably
Last time I tried it was
2012.
probably 1981.
Yeah.
Maybe longer ago than that. 2010.
About the same time for roller skating.
Roller
I
skating.
have
a
tried
lot
that in my
longer
adult life.
ago.
I don't think I did very well, though.
They would be
Yeah.
so heavy. But nowadays it's roller blading instead of roller skating, I think, for the most part.
Can't imagine what those would be like to put on your feet and use. Just like those tennis shoes with the wheels in them.
The Heelys.
Heelys.
I would love those. Those would be fun.
You
Those were
wouldn't be
Riley
getting
shoes all growing up.
you wouldn't be getting your steps in though, Shell.
That's true.
I've
That's-
given up on my steps.
What? I just kicked it back into gear.
So what did we decide our subject was tonight?
I
Olympics.
sent some.
Who watched all of the
Yeah.
Olympics?
We watched a lot.
I had to work, so watched some.
Who watched
It was
none
fun.
of the
Don't you have 2 screens? And have the Olympics on one screen and work on the other one.
Well, it's not my company, so I wouldn't do, watch things on the company computer. But the TV is literally right there, but I can't focus. I have to have silence when I work.
Mhm.
Who watched
Yeah, no
none of the
podcasts or anything.
Olympics?
So,
Dude.
did you hear anything about
Seriously?
the Olympics, Kelly? Did you?
No, not
you
really.
didn't hear about the Russian gal who tested positive for drugs and got to compete?
I was surprised. What do you know what the drug was? What was the drug?
No. I don't. Margot, do you?
So right now, all of the testing that they have for the Olympians, they're months and months behind. So this test that she got positive for was from like a competition that she did a couple months ago.
Oh,
And so they just finally got the results. And she tested positive, and it is an enhancing drug, that drug that can be taken to enhance. But she claims it's also a drug that her grandpa takes. So somehow, some way, because her grandpa takes this drug, it rubbed off on her.
she accidentally ingested it, or
So I don't know how that works. But then I also heard that, so they have the team competition where they have, the ice dancers and the couples and one male and one female ice skater that all compete for the team gold medal. And then after that is when they have the individual gold medals. But her test came back positive after the Russian Olympic Committee won gold in the team competition. They won gold, or did they win silver? I think
I'm
they
not
won
sure.
gold. I think they won
Okay.
gold. And then they're like, oh, she's positive, hold on the awards, no one's getting a gold or silver or bronze, we're going to have to hear this all out, and they're going to have to do all the court things and everything. So none of those people got any of their medals. And then it was decided because of her mental health, she was allowed to continue to compete, even though she has failed the drug test because of her mental health. And I don't think that that was right.
I don't think so either.
I
You fail a
listened
drug
to a
test,
lot
you
of
should be out.
commentators, and former Olympians and different commentators were appalled that they were letting these. They said it changes the whole dynamics.
It's indicative of what's happening in our world.
Yeah. Well, what about all the other competitors that were competing against her,
Right.
who all didn't fail
Exactly.
a drug test?
Right.
Right.
She should have been taken out of the equation so somebody else could have medaled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
because
so then when it came time for the individual, the women's figure skating competition on the short program, so the first skate, she was in first place. And then the second skate for the freestyle or the long skate, she got fourth. So she didn't medal, but she was allowed to compete and she was allowed to participate. And you guys, I didn't watch the short program, but I was able to be home to watch the long program for the women's figure skating. And it was ROC, Russian Olympic Committee, and then Russian Olympic Committee, and then a Japan lady. So 2 ROC ladies won gold and silver, and then Japan won the bronze. And after the skate was over, nobody was going up and celebrating with that girl who won the gold medal. She was completely alone. None of her coaches were congratulating her. None of her teammates were congratulating her. The only person that congratulated her was the Japanese woman who won the bronze. Otherwise, she was completely alone because everyone was so focused on that girl that got fourth. And then the girl that got silver, she had a complete and total hysterical meltdown because she didn't win gold. It doesn't matter. I'm not accepting it. I did the best performance of my life. And the only reason I know what she was saying, because she was speaking in Russian, is because Johnny Weir was commentating and he speaks Russian. So he was, saying what she was saying. She was literally in the corner with her face in the corner screaming at everybody. And she wasn't going to accept the medal, and the medals don't count. And she did 55 different quadruple lutzes or whatever the heck, and she deserved the gold medal. And it was over 30 minutes of drama that just absolutely just drug out. And then there's the poor girl who won the gold medal, who's just standing there with her teddy bear. Like,
oh, that's so sad.
Like, anyone? And then finally, after about her being alone for about 20 minutes, then people started to congratulate her. And then it took forever for them to get, they don't do the medal ceremony right after the skate, but they do like the flower presentation. And it took forever for that. It was one of the most horrendous things I've ever seen in sports. The way that everyone acted, it was bad.
Wow. Well, because of the Olympics and the skating and stuff, Brian and I have been watching things, and on Netflix is a series called Bad Sport. And one of them is about Olympic skating and a scandal in like 92, I think, where basically 2 couples ended up getting gold because of this big hullabaloo. Worth watching.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. They had to, yep.
I don't have
Yep.
Netflix.
It was it's called Bad Sport. And it was one of the judges was basically, I assume, pressured into voting for the Russians instead of the Canadians.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then right after, she felt bad because it was so obvious that the Canadians should have won gold.
I remember this now.
Okay.
Mhm,
Yeah. She came forward. It's really good. It's really good. So are the rest of the Bad Sport episodes on there. But
Interesting. Yeah.
mhm.
I remember that now.
Yeah. So, I mean, they ended up having to award the Canadians also a gold. I'm like, this is ridiculous. It was ridiculous. So they both got gold. And I'm like, I don't know. I guess after several days, you can't really strip them of their gold because of what a judge did, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
They do that stuff in other sports.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Right?
Crazy.
The last
Yeah.
thing I remember of a scandal in the Olympics that I ever paid attention to was Nancy Kerrigan.
Tanya Harding.
Tanya
Mhm.
Harding, yep.
Have you guys ever watched that movie, I, Tanya?
Have not, but it is
Yeah,
something I'd
yep.
like to watch.
It's on my watch list, but I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah. Brian and I watched it. It makes you feel bad for her
Yeah,
because of
and
her
that
upbringing, if it's
that-
true. But
that kind of
Yeah,
bothers me
I've
a little
listened
bit
to a
too.
podcast about her life and her upbringing and
Mhm.
her mother.
her mother, mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's just it is sad what happens to some of these children when
Yeah.
their parents become obsessed with
Mm-hmm.
their life. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Agreed.
just think of back when your kids were doing sports in school and how some of the parents behaved, and you just sit there and go, let the coach coach. Let the coach coach.
Yeah, I think it's worse in some of the team sports where the parents get right in there and like baseball and stuff. They get right in there and tell the umpires and the coaches are crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a lot of times the kids' future totally is in the balance.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
And
don't
what
know.
about the men now competing in women's sports?
I didn't know that was happening.
But they're not men, are they,
You
Margot?
live under a rock, Kelly. Like, how do you not know?
No, she lives up on a hill.
And I don't watch the news.
So, Kelly, I'm going to give you a bulletin points every day of what's happened in the world. So
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, just
what's
post
going
it
on.
out. Post it out on the chat for all of us to see
Just give you a couple of highlights.
what's
So
going
this
on
is
here.
Going on.
I like my own little bubble. My
Yeah, I can
concern
understand that.
my concern is not going into the ditch on my 20-minute commute to work and back.
But in that 20 minutes, you can listen to a news podcast and get all your news. There was a gentleman in the Olympics doing cross-country skiing, and he suffered a frozen penis.
Are you joking?
It's the second time in his career he suffered a frozen penis.
How did it?
Well, he needs to wear underwears.
Well, he needs to put it back in his pants. What's it doing out?
What was his junk doing? I mean, what was his sport?
He was cross-country skiing in the 50,
Okay.
50K race,
Knit him a covering.
right? He needs some of those.
Well, elephant trunk coverings. Yeah. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy.
Well,
Okay,
we can
hey,
be
Margot.
assured that
Oh.
wouldn't happen to us.
Well, that could be something we could sell in our podcast store, a man glove.
Shelley gets to crochet all of them.
Well, okay. What I was going to say though is I ran across videos on YouTube of the Olympics. There are just bits and pieces, and it just randomly showed up. And I was like, oh, this is cool. I think I'll watch this. And I think it was skating, and it was really beautiful. And then it automatically went into another one, and it was ski jumping. And I was like, I did not know this kind was a sport where they go and then they flip, twist, and land. I was like, what? I was blown away by that.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah.
Those are cool and fun. And then you're always like, they're not going to land.
I know.
Have you ever seen them not
And-
land on their feet? That's never fun to see.
Mm-mm. No, I haven't seen that. But they landed on their feet and then their butt, and then they got back up. But
I was thinking about that fact that, when we get up in the morning, we're all like stiff and tired. We're sleeping and we're tired to get up or hurt or whatever. At least I do because I'm old. And that one boy who was doing ski jumping got in a car accident because he fell asleep at the wheel.
Oh.
And
mhm.
5 months later, and I mean, they thought he was going to die. 5 months later, that guy was on skis again. Was it skis or snowboarding? I don't know. And then 8 months later, he was competing.
Yeah,
I can't even
snowboarding.
get out of bed in the morning.
that's amazing.
So, Shelley, I shared this song with you. What's it called? Take a Chance? The lyrics are, if there's a chance, take it. If you have a dream, chase it. A dream won't chase you back. Anyway, if you're going to hug somebody, hold them as long and as strong and as close as you can till you can't. Oh, that's the name of the song, Till You Can't. Love that song. And that line gets me. I hear it while I'm sleeping at night. If you're going to hug somebody, hold them as long and as strong and as close as you can.
Yeah, I like it. That's a good song.
Nathan
Yeah.
gives
You guys
the
have it?
best hugs.
He does. And I think of him when I hear that line.
Yeah, he gives
Yeah.
the best hugs.
You just get wrapped up in him. Yes.
He's a big
He's
boy.
a good squeezer. Who sings it, Kelly?
Cody Johnson.
Well, I guess we
What
could
was
wrap
that?
it up. If we're not going to really podcast, we're just going to,
Well,
Chit chat.
it's been kind of a hard one to podcast. I know you guys were saying Olympics, and I'm like, huh,
Mom
Well,
Olympics. I
it was
know.
Mom Olympics. It was like, what,
okay.
diaper
Sharia came up
dashing.
with one.
What
Right.
did Shreya say?
Laundry basket luge.
I've done that. It wasn't fun.
They do. The kids do it all the time. The kids love it down the stairs.
I was carrying the
And then
laundry
I-
basket and went, woof.
Oh, I actually Googled it, and there's the Lego long jump, the toddler deadlift, sunscreen wrestling. What's this other one? Freestyle dinner dive.
Yeah, I Googled some too, but I didn't get those. Those are cute.
I thought of hair curling when I saw curling because that was just easy, low hanging fruit.
We watched
Speed
a lot
bathing
of curling.
was. I didn't see any of the curling.
Curling is not a sport.
I would say it is.
Oh, I would say it is.
I didn't get to watch it.
Dad's been going to the gym. He hasn't gone a lot. He didn't go at all now because it was too cold today, but he goes to the gym up here. And when he goes to the gym, I just can't get on his schedule because he goes to the gym and then he goes to his office and then, he does other things, whatever he has to do on rentals. And I just can't get on his schedule. So I just went on to Silver Sneakers and do that at home.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that works out.
Lately, I'm
Today-
just doing treadmill.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Yeah, but at least 10,000 a day.
There you go.
Wow. Good for you.
I am hitting it every day. In fact, I just looked at my steps. I'm only at 67, so I'm going to be on there for about, I don't know. It really doesn't take long. It's like 500 steps is only like 5 minutes.
A treadmill is probably my favorite way, or a bike. That stair stepper I had was from Satan.
Yeah,
Yes,
those are
they
tough.
are. They're awful.
Good concept, but
All right.
all right. Well, thank you for the chat, you guys. I love you.
Love you too.
Love you all.
Drive safe, Margot.
See you tomorrow, maybe. Oh, I don't know. I guess my floor's done, so we'll be back tomorrow.
Oh, is it?
afternoon. And church hasn't been canceled because of the cold, has it?
Not that I've heard. Yeah. Is it still supposed to be chilly tomorrow?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
One is the high tomorrow. That's awesome.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Okay. Good night, ladies.
All right.
I love you all.
Good night.
Okay.
Love
Good
you all.
night.
Bye-bye.